The day I stopped apologizing for needing anything, peace finally arrived. It wasn't confidence that changed me, it was permission. Permission to need, permission to rest, permission to disappoint, permission to exist without explanation. For most of our lives, we thought self-worth meant becoming unshakable, radiant, self-sufficient. But that day, the day I admitted that I needed things, something in me finally exhaled. I realized I had spent years trying to prove I was easy to love, easy to work with, easy to keep. And in that effort to be easy, I became invisible. It's strange how silence can masquerade as peace, how accommodating can look like kindness while slowly erasing the self beneath it. We don't lose ourselves in one dramatic moment. We lose ourselves one small apology at a time. I'm sorry I asked. I'm sorry I need. I'm sorry I feel. Every apology was a withdrawal from our worth account until one day the balance hit zero and we mistook emptiness for humility. That's what breaks most women, not failure, not heartbreak, but self-abandonment disguised as maturity. And we wear it so well, this calm mask of, I'm fine. But inside, there's a storm of needs waiting to be acknowledged, a quiet ache for permission to exist without performance. They told us to be easy to love. They told us to keep the peace. They told us to give more, ask less, and be grateful for crumbs. They were wrong. Because love that requires your silence is not peace, it's suppression. Because a woman who gives without receiving is not generous, she's vanishing. Because gratitude without balance becomes self-erasure. They told us that asking for what we need was selfish, that our emotions were too much, that boundaries made us cold. They told us that patience meant staying quiet, and that good women never make anyone uncomfortable. They were wrong. You are not here to be easy to digest. You are here to be nourishing, and nourishment always has texture. It requires presence. It demands attention. They told us worth is proven through how much we can carry, how long we can tolerate, how gracefully we can disappear. But endurance is not a virtue when it costs your aliveness. And so we start breaking the rules. One by one, we stop equating silence with safety. We stop confusing politeness with love. We stop letting peace mean, don't rock the boat. True peace requires truth, and truth always creates waves first. We begin to understand the women who told us to be small were just trying to stay safe. They survived a world that punished need. But we are not here to repeat their survival. We are here to remember our sovereignty. We are not daughters of tolerance. We are descendants of truth, and truth does not whisper when it needs to roar. Here's the radical revelation, the belief flip that reorders everything. Your needs aren't too much. They are sacred indicators of alignment. Needs are not weaknesses. They are messages from the divine self saying, this is where you belong. When you minimize your needs, you don't become easier to love. You become invisible to yourself. When you pretend you're fine, you teach your nervous system that abandonment is normal. When you meet everyone else's needs first, you confirm a false equation, their comfort greater than your existence. And then we wonder why we can't feel peace. Peace can't live where truth is gagged. The worth journey is not about loving yourself harder. It's about listening to yourself sooner, listening before you justify, listening before you explain, listening before you make it palatable for others. When you stop editing your needs, your worth stops feeling like a performance. It becomes an atmosphere, steady, grounded, constant. Every time you say, I need rest, I need clarity, I need reciprocity, you are not being difficult. You are being accurate. You are naming the conditions under which your soul can thrive, and that accuracy is sacred. It took me years to understand that needs are not demands. They are directions. They point you back to yourself, back to equilibrium, back to God. Worth begins the moment you stop abandoning what you actually need. That's the axis shift. That's when the scattered energy starts to gather. That's when peace becomes tangible, not theoretical. Because when you honor your needs, you stop negotiating your worth. You stop trying to convince others to see you. You start seeing yourself. Let's talk about what happens inside the body when we start honoring needs. It's not just spiritual, it's biological. For years, your nervous system has been operating in fawn mode. It learned that safety equals pleasing. Every time you ignored a boundary to keep connection, your body rewarded you with a hit of temporary relief, not peace, but survival. When you finally begin to honor a need, even a small one, you break that cycle. The body panics at first. You'll feel guilt, maybe nausea, maybe a strange tightness in your chest. That's not wrong. That's the nervous system detoxing from the addiction to external validation. Stay with it. The second wave that comes after the guilt is peace. Real peace. The quiet hum of safety returning to the body. This is how we rewire worth, not through affirmation, through allowance. You let your system feel what it's been told was forbidden: comfort, rest, pleasure, presence, enoughness. You let it sink in for 3 seconds longer than usual. That's how you repattern belonging. That's how the bedrock gets felt. So what does it look like practically to live from this new belief? It looks like asking for clarity instead of pretending you understand. It looks like resting before you collapse. It looks like saying, I can't hold this right now, without guilt. It looks like leaving the table where crumbs are served and blessing yourself with a feast of solitude instead. It looks like redefining strength, not as how much you can endure, but how gently you can meet your own needs. We used to think boundaries were armor. Now we understand boundaries are invitations. They invite people to meet us where truth lives. They separate connection from compromise. Every time you set one, your nervous system whispers, I am safe in truth. And that whisper grows until it becomes a roar. This is what feminine worth looks like when it matures. Not brittle, not defensive, but calmly anchored. We no longer hustle for love. We radiate it. We no longer beg for space. We embody it. We no longer collapse to be chosen. We choose ourselves fully, finally, without apology. We're going deeper into this exact shift inside the Radiant Inner Circle newsletter. It's where I share one precise strategy each week, not vague inspiration, but tangible rewiring, to permanently change the way you experience worth. If you've ever felt like your comfort didn't matter as much as theirs, if you've ever felt peace vanish the moment you voiced a need, this next teaching will rewrite that belief from the root. It's gentle, it's sacred, it's psychological and spiritual at once, and it's only shared inside the newsletter. Because some teachings are meant to be read slowly, absorbed in silence, returned to again and again, until they stop being content and start being consciousness. When you join, you'll receive the first letter titled The Worth of Need. It's the piece that started this entire movement, the one that redefined how I see boundaries, safety, and peace. If you feel that quiet yes inside your chest right now, follow it. It's your bedrock calling you home. The link is below. Before you go, I want to leave you with one last thought. There's a reason most boundaries don't last. They're built from fear, not worth. Fear says, I need to protect myself from others. Worth says, I am already safe within myself. One collapses the moment pressure arrives. The other expands under it. Inside the next letter, I'll show you the subtle difference, how to build boundaries that breathe, not barricades that break. Because when boundaries are born from worth, they don't isolate you, they illuminate you. And that illumination is what the world has been waiting for.